Hello, 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 hello. I'm Drew. Welcome to today's video. It's about changes. And if you wonder what I mean with changes in general, what changes can bring in terms with DID, how changes affect alters, and how to deal and or adapt with changes, then let's change to the main part. So, in general, everything changes. Not only in terms with DID, but a person changes. They age, they get older, they grow, or they shrink, their skin changes, they may get wrinkly, and these are superficial things that change. The personality can change due to experiences, and also things that don't live can change, so objects can change, their quality can change in terms of they're fine or they get broken, and also the world around you, the environment and relationships can change, and so all in all everything can change. And in terms with DID, besides all the things that change around a system, there are also many changes that these changes can be changes like, these, I'm dissociating. These changes can, Hey, I'm Rosie, and I'm going to try to go on. So, in terms of DID, changes can be caused by alters integrating or alters splitting. That means, in terms of integrating, that two alters fuse together to become one alter. And in terms of splitting, that one alter divides into two or more alters, and in each case a system loses an alter but also gains an alter or more alters, and this can interfere with the relationships they had with the old alters, or they need to form with the new alters. Then there's also always a chance of alters being newly formed due to trauma, or locked alters or hidden alters that are unlocked and that appear. Everything of that doesn't only affect the alters that are new to the system, but it also affects the alters that were already in the system. The effect on an alter or a system varies in many ways. Just like everyone experiences their surroundings differently, they also experience these changes differently. They may have different feelings towards changing things. They may be scared or anxious. Changes can be denied in order to cope with the trauma that may behold towards changing, or the change that especially happened. Alters may grieve, or a change can be anticipated because it was much needed. So these are many feelings, and this can show how different and difficult changes can be for a system. Also, all the alters need to rebuild their relationships. They either need to rebuild them in case of an integration or a split. Relationships that were already there are gone, and the alter that was created or that were created are different from the alters they were before. And that's why building a relationship with them can be quite hard, because they remind the system or the alters around of whom they lost, which can cause grief or anger towards these alters, but also these alters feel the loss of themselves or can feel these losses, and it just has a big impact on the system and each alter. Then the new alters or the alters that are new to the system, they need to find their role in the system. What am I to which other alter? And it's just a big complex thing to like figure out what was and what is and what's going to be and whatever. And also, not only they need to rebuild or figure out their relationships within the system, they also need to figure out how their relationship is towards the people around them. For example, if a system has a partner or a partner system, then or towards their family, what are my feelings towards them, or how do I feel about this and that? And this can be quite hard and may cause alters to feel anxious because something is different, and all of that, all of these things that come along with it may seem to the system or to the alters like a big wave flooding them away and destroying everything. And all of this can cause alters to be triggered. This can cause comorbid disorders like anxiety, depressions, eating disorders, or things like that to get worse due to the changes and due to the overall stress a system is going through. And it's just very hard to describe how even small changes or also big changes, what a big impact they can have for a system on their life, on their overall health, their mental health, and it's just very, very hard to describe. The thing we've learned from our integrations we had in our system and the things we've learned about the alters that split, something that's important is to give yourself, to give your alters, and to give your system time. And time to settle down, time to just let what happened, let it sink, let yourself, like, you don't need to rush into anything. You don't need to totally accept what has changed in a few seconds. If you've lost somebody, you are not like, okay, I've lost them, I don't mind. It's more like, you've lost them, then you're sad, or you're angry, or whatever you're feeling. That's okay, and that's important. You need time to settle down, and you need time to learn to accept and deal with what has happened. And if you've lost someone, in case of alters splitting or alters integrating, giving yourself time to grieve is very important. It is a way of yourself to deal and work through the sadness and the trauma and the loss you've experienced. Something that may help to deal with that loss is, for example, write down what you feel, draw what you feel, or anything you can express your feelings towards what happened. Also, you can do this in case of new alters appearing or just changes around you. Just get what you feel out of yourself and out of your mind in order for you not to bottle your feelings up, because it's not very good for yourself, it's not good for your system. And if you feel that you can't handle what has changed yourself, or you feel like other alters may not be able to handle what has changed, you can ask other alters in your system if you can help them, or if they can help you if you feel that they may be able to deal with that. Or speak to your therapist if you have one and you get along quite well. Or if you have someone you love and you can talk to them about how you feel towards the loss you've experienced, or just what was going on. It's important to just get these feelings and these thoughts out of you in order to process what has happened. And I think that's all I have for today. If you have any other advice or any other things you'd like to share with us, comment them down below. We are happy to hear your thoughts, we're happy to hear your stories, and I hope you liked this video. I hope it may help you, I hope you feel understood, and see you next time. Goodbye.